Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 62 of the Dear Herbalist Podcast titled Revitalize Circulation Naturally. Now, today we are going to talk about circulation, common problems that happens with circulation issues, and how to naturally support your blood flow and your heart health. So I thought this would be a good conversation to talk about because there are several issues out there, health issues specifically. At its root, it means that the blood is not able to circulate around the body as it should. And that could be due to a myriad of things, inflammation, damaged tissues, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But I felt like it was something that we should definitely talk about because it's not always known, right? So let's get into it. Now, how circulation works. The components of our circulatory system is our heart, our blood vessels, and our blood. And so this system moves the blood, oxygen, and nutrients all throughout our body. Now, our heart chambers, we have two upper chambers, they call them the two atria, that receive blood. And then we have two lower chambers that are two ventricles that pumps blood out. So as far as our blood flow, deoxygenated blood returns to the right side of the heart and then goes to the lungs to pick up the oxygen. And then oxygenated blood flows back to the left side of the heart and gets pumped out to the body. So the blood that has low oxygen is what gets pumped out, and the blood that gets pulled in is blood that is filled with oxygen, just to kind of give you an understanding of that. Now, what do our blood vessels do? So with our arteries, they're the ones that transport the blood. So arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart, and our veins bring in the deoxygenated blood back to our heart. And then we have what we call capillaries, and these are just tiny vessels where oxygen and nutrients are exchanged with our tissues. So, how does our body regulate our circulation? Number one is our heart rate. So our heart rate is controlled by our nervous system, and this speeds up with either stress or exercise, and it slows down when you are at rest. So as the heart is pumping, it's also kind of like a pump pushing the blood around the body. Our blood pressure, this is managed by how hard your heart pumps and how narrow or wide your blood vessels are. Your hormones, these are chemicals in your body like adrenaline. These affect how your heart and blood vessels work. So these three main things regulates the circulation throughout your body: your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your hormones. Now, let's look at, that's a little bit of anatomy out there for y'all. Let's look at some common circulation problems. We call them diseases or disorders. In herbal medicine, we say imbalances, right? So number one is CAD, coronary artery disease. And this is where plaque builds up in your heart's arteries, causing chest pain and or heart attacks. Next is a heart attack. And a heart attack happens when a blocked artery stops the blood flow to the heart, causing damage. That is a heart attack. Next is a stroke. A stroke is a blocked or burst blood vessel in your brain. Next one is PAD, peripheral artery disease. This is where you have plaque in your leg arteries causing pain or even some sores. Next circulation issue is deep vein thrombosis, DVT. And this is where a blood clot in a deep vein occurs, and it usually happens in your legs. Next is pulmonary embolism, and this is a clot that moves to the lungs and it blocks blood flow to your lungs. Another circulatory issue is atherosclerosis, and this is where fatty deposits on your artery walls reduce blood flow. Another one, I have about 12 I wanted to kind of go through. Another issue of circulation is high blood pressure. So this can damage your arteries and lead to other health issues. High blood pressure is often common, especially in the African American community, as one issue of many that needs to be severely addressed. Next is varicose veins. So these are swollen veins, often in your legs, causing discomfort. Another circulation issue is an aneurysm, and this is a weak spot in an artery that can burst. Another one is Raynaud's disease. These are blood vessels in the fingers or toes that constrict excessively in response to either cold or even stress. And then finally, chronic venous insufficiency. This is difficulty in returning blood from your legs up to your heart. Now, these are a variety of different disorders and diseases, but if you look at the root cause, it's circulation problems due to either an injury somewhere, a blockage somewhere. This is the reason why this is occurring, and the particular name of the disease is basically where it actually occurs, what part of the body it occurs in. So keep that in mind. That is often common with these medical diagnoses. It could be like 25 different diagnoses for the same thing. Let's look at what causes these blockages and damage. Number one, for atherosclerosis, usually there is a buildup of fat and cholesterol in your arteries. Another issue, blood clots. So these blood clots can form and block blood flow. Now, typically when you have blood clots, this happens because there's an injury there, and the body is doing what it can in conjunction with inflammation. It's doing what it can to help heal itself. So that's why you see blood clots. But when they do form, they can form and block blood flow as a result of them forming. Okay. Another thing is plaque rupture. A broken piece of plaque in an artery can also cause clots. Inflammation is another one. So conditions like arthritis can damage your blood vessels. Diabetes. So the main cause of diabetes is high blood sugar that speeds up artery damage. This can also cause blockages and damages. High blood pressure, it makes your arteries more prone to damage. Lifestyle, so of course, poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking, these can cause blockages and damages to your arteries. So lifestyle is definitely important. Nutrition, health, it all goes hand in hand. Another thing is if there was any type of injury or surgery, this can lead to clot formation as well, like I said before, and then infections. So infections can cause inflammation and damage to vessels. The reason why the inflammation is there is because there is an infection or an injury there, and the body is trying to wall it off so that it doesn't necessarily damage the tissues next to it while it heals it. But sometimes it's collateral damage. It sucks to say that, but that's kind of what happens during that time. So these are some of the causes of the blockages and damages that occur within your circulatory system. Now, we talked a little bit about anatomy, we talked a little bit about the problem. Let's talk about some herbal remedies that can kind of help with circulation. Now, first and foremost, you want to have a strategy. You want to have a strategy for how to address circulation. One of the things you have to look at is that circulation means there's movement, there's a flow going, okay? And when that flow is blocked or stopped for whatever reason, then there's kind of like a backup and there's issues there. So the first thing that you want to look at is releasing the area where it's stagnant. So how you can do that is use herbs that kind of helps the body circulate the blood. The other thing is you want to use not only help circulate, but you also want to help the body repair and heal that particular area that has maybe the blood clot there or the damage or the injury there. You want to help the body speed that process up and thus help better the circulation. So you want to look at that particular strategy and keep it simple. It doesn't have to be, this long, lengthy thing. It's just, there's a clog. We need to unclog it. Why is the clog there? Okay, injury, inflammation, something like that. We need to address that. At the same time, helping to clear and clean the blood so that circulation can happen as it should. So you can use a variety of different herbs to kind of help you do that. And I'm going to give you just a few to help you with circulation issues. All right, so you want to have a strategy. Okay, in order to understand what type of strategy that you need, you basically just want to keep it simple. If there's an issue with circulation, then you know that there's some stagnancy going on. Okay, the blood is stagnant. There's something blocking it, so it needs to be removed. So herbs need to be used because they're very important to kind of help the heart, as well as help improve blood flow and help increase circulation. So you want to use those type of things for that. So I'm going to give you some herbs to kind of look at for your circulatory system. And these herbs have an affinity for this system. All right, so let's look at some of these herbs. Number one is bilberry. Now, this is an antioxidant and it's very anti-inflammatory. It helps improve circulation, strengthens the blood vessels, and protects the vein and artery walls from free radical damage. All right. Cayenne, when applied externally, which means on the outside of the skin, causes increased blood flow to the skin. It is beneficial for atherosclerosis, as well as those that are prone to blood clotting. It is a warming stimulant for a sluggish circulatory system. You can also use cayenne pepper as a supplement as well if you don't want to put it on your skin. Another one is garlic. It lowers blood pressure, reduces cholesterol, and relieves pain of poor arterial supply. It also helps prevent blood clots, which is important. Another one is ginger. This helps also prevent blood clots. It promotes circulation to your hands and feet. It has blood thinning qualities similar to aspirin with no side effects. So consider taking ginger if you have these type of circulation issues. Another one is gotu kola. This dilates arteries, improves flow through veins, improves symptoms by 80%. It also strengthens and repairs your veins and artery walls and reduces hardening. And again, that's gotu kola. That's what I call it. GOTU space KOLA. And then also we'll talk about horse chestnut. Now this is for chronic poor circulation. It strengthens and tones your blood vessels. It's effective internally and externally for varicose veins, varicose ulcers, blood clots, night cramps. It reduces swelling, pain, itching, tenderness, fatigue, as well as heaviness. And then lastly, but not least, we'll talk about witch hazel. Witch hazel is an important remedy for varicose veins, ulcers. It is an important remedy for varicose veins and ulcers. It is an important remedy for varicose veins and ulcers, and you can use this externally. It tightens your tissues, it's anti-inflammatory, and it stops all kinds of bleeding. It is useful during pregnancy, and it's also effective for bruising and other issues such as hemorrhoids. So there's a variety of herbs that you can use to address the issues of circulation. Now, if you want to prevent circulation issues, because we don't want to just talk about what happens when you have it. If you don't have it, or if you're an herbalist that may have clients that do not have it, but you want to kind of educate them on it, then you want to learn how to prevent as well as manage. So number one, a healthy diet. So eat less fat and sugar to keep your blood and cholesterol levels in check. Next, regular exercise. So regular exercise helps to keep your heart strong as well as reduces inflammation. And with regular exercise, don't make it seem so tedious. If you want to get out, walk. If you want to ride a bike, ride a bike. If you want to go hiking, go hiking. Don't make exercise seem like, oh my God, it's so daunting. Make it a part of your life, your daily life, and you'll see the benefits from it. But it also is very important to help improve circulation. And then lastly, lifestyle changes. So avoid smoking, drink less alcohol, and manage your stress. Why? Because a lot of these circulation issues occur because they are what? Lifestyle disorders or diseases. So lifestyle changes have to happen. If you want to see a different outcome, then you have to change what it is that you are doing to contribute to that. All right? So thank you so much for listening. I hope that these tips will help you support your circulation issues or help you to be able to help your clients address circulation issues naturally. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all of my social media channels at The Demystified Herbalist. And until next time, family, I'm out.